The Hare and the Tortoise. Once upon a time, there was a hare living in a forest. The hare loved hopping around the woods all day, jumping here and there with joy. As she hopped around, she especially enjoyed bragging to the other animals about how fast she was. The hare was certain that there was no animal faster than him. One day, while hopping through the forest, the hare met some of his animal friends. With a confident voice and a big laugh, she said,
"Is there anyone here who thinks they're faster than me? I bet there's no one. Ha ha! If anyone thinks they're faster, come out and race me. But we all know how it'll end. I'll definitely win."
The hare's arrogant words left the other animals feeling awkward, but none of them spoke up. Some of them felt upset inside, but they didn't have the courage to challenge the hare. The hare, before leaving, made one last remark to his friends.
"Come find me anytime you feel confident enough to beat me. I'll easily win anyway."
The hare's boasting became more and more excessive, and the other animals started to feel uncomfortable with his words. One of them finally spoke up. "We all know the hare is fast, but isn't this bragging going too far?"
Yeah, it's not right to look down on others just because they're slower.
The animals gathered and discussed the situation, deciding to go talk to the tortoise. Though the tortoise was a slow animal, he was always calm and peaceful. On that day, too, the tortoise was resting quietly by the pond. The tortoise knew well that he was slow but steady by nature. Deep down, he had once thought about racing the hare. When the other animals told him about the hare's bragging, a desire to take on the challenge reignited in the turtle's heart.
"I want to race the hare,"
the tortoise said firmly.
Really? The hare is much faster than you. Are you sure?
"It doesn't matter if I win or lose. What's important is to try."
The next day, the tortoise mustered up the courage to go find the hare.
"Hello, hare. How have you been?"
The hare looked at the tortoise, pretending to be pleased.
"Nice to see you, Tortoise. What's up?"
The tortoise calmly responded.
"Hare, I've heard you're the fastest in the forest. But I'd like to see if that's really true. Will you race me?"
The hare burst out laughing at the tortoise's challenge and said,
"A race with you? Ha ha ha! Are you serious? It's obvious that I'll win. Are you okay with that?"
The tortoise smiled and replied,
"You won't know until we try."
Confidently, the hare replied,
"All right, let's meet tomorrow morning in the clearing in the forest."
The next day, animals gathered in the clearing of the forest. They had all come to watch the race between the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise was already standing at the starting line, calmly getting ready. The animal friends asked him,
"Tortoise, how are you going to beat the hare? The difference in your speed is too big."
The tortoise responded peacefully. Before long, the hare appeared, holding a carrot in his hand, looking as relaxed and confident as ever.
I need to finish this race quickly so I can have lunch.
The tortoise and the hare stood at the starting line. All the animals in the clearing held their breath, waiting for the starting signal. As soon as the squirrel gave the signal, the hare shot off like lightning, while the tortoise, though slow, moved steadily forward. The hare ran far ahead and then glanced back. The tortoise was still far behind.
When is the tortoise ever going to get here? He's so slow. I'm getting hungry, so I'll rest here and eat my carrot for a bit.
The hare ate his carrot and lay down under a tree, quickly falling into a deep sleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise didn't slow down and steadily continued toward the finish line. Time passed, and the tortoise finally passed the spot where the hare was sleeping. A while later, the hare woke up. She rubbed his eyes and looked around, but she couldn't see the tortoise.
There's no way the tortoise could be this late. Maybe he gave up. I guess I'll head to the finish line now.
However, when the hare arrived at the finish line, the tortoise was already there, receiving congratulations from the animal friends. The hare stood there, dumbfounded. At that moment, the tortoise slowly approached and said,
What's important is not speed, but consistency.
Said the tortoise.
You are fast, but your mistake was bragging and becoming overconfident in your strength. I simply kept moving forward steadily.
Hearing the tortoise's words, the hare lowered his head.
You're right. From now on, I'll act more humbly.
The tortoise smiled and finished speaking.
Well then, I'll head home now. It will take some time, so I'd better start moving.
The tortoise, slow but proud, walked away, and the hare learned an important lesson from the race. From that day on, she never boasted again and lived humbly, treating her friends with a modest heart.